what's up, metal and heavy music fans? It's Flight of Icarus again with MetalTrenches.com, and today we're talking about Suffering Hour and their new album, The Cyclic Reckoning, via Profound Lore Records. And hey, if you like to be kept up to date with the best and brightest metal bands and albums from the underground and above, then stick with me by hitting that subscribe button down below. Suffering Hour is a blackened death metal power trio from Forest Lake, Minnesota. Forming initially as a tech-thrash band under a different name, the band shifted their sound more towards the world of cosmic black metal with a broad range of influences including Inquisition, Mgla, the Chasm and Dead Congregation. All of this culminating in their highly acclaimed 2017 debut record In Passing Ascension, subsequently followed by the 2019 EP Dwell, a single 18-minute track further cementing their masterful fusion of atmosphere and technical prowess. Based around themes of awakening obsessions and mental anguish, The Cyclic Reckoning is a natural continuation, only further drifting into the abyss. Suffering Hour continued to unite more modernized, complex tech death like Ulcerate with darker and uglier blackened acts like Adversarial and Abyssal. The result is always a highly immersive experience, as evidenced right from the start with opening track Strongholds of Awakening. It's another song that engages intellectually with its impressive progressive structures, but also marinates the primitive lower brain in a repugnant stew of baser instincts. Many of these slinking serpent-like riffs here would be just as much at home on a Deathspell Omega album were it not for the inhuman bellows of the vocals. The dynamics of this record really make each moment shine all the more, as with the contrast of the final roaring D-beats that close out the previous track, transitioning into the more doomy, depressive aesthetic of Transcending Antecedent Visions and the abrasive Black Dust Part 2. The former only further ramped up the abyssal comparisons for me, especially 2015's Anti-Catastasis, with its strange and stunning balancing act of transcendent otherworldly melodies with infinite oppressive darkness. And for the latter, I am in love with the hypnotic groove that builds to its final conclusion. Also, there's no way you can listen to that guitar riff and not think of the past few Inquisition albums. Nice to know that even those planning on leaving that band in their rearview mirror still have a place to go for the same quality moments. But the big event here is of course the massive closer, The Foundations of Servitude. This 16.5-minute mega track follows in the footsteps of Dwell, making all previous content pale in comparison with its ambition. Length alone an epic track does not make, and fortunately Suffering Hour understand the importance of making every second worth your time with its frequently shifting but always menacing approach. The Cyclic Reckoning is 5 tracks covering 45 minutes of pure, festering wickedness. In just a few years and only 2 prior releases, it's really impressive that I've already come to expect nothing less when hearing the name Suffering Hour. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I still prefer In Passing Ascension overall. That album just made such a craterous, unexpected impact when it dropped seemingly out of nowhere, so admittedly it's a high bar to reach. Even so, this one still manages to come pretty darn close. I give it a 9 for enjoyability, pretty consistent runtime that, though a little less focused than the previous effort, still manages to load it with a lot of great moments. I give it a 9 for musicianship. The drums and guitars on this album, though focusing a bit more on atmosphere this time around, still really bring the pain on certain parts, and once more the dynamic songwriting makes for a great overall experience. And I give it a 7 for innovation. I do think I expected a little bit more of a step forwards for Suffering Hour on this release than I got, but considering just how early in their career we are, I'm certain they've still got some surprises in store yet. So an 8.3 overall and a B for Suffering Hour and the Cyclic Reckoning. Get it once more via Profound Lore Records. Y'all, thanks as always for watching, and let me know down in the comments, what did you think of this album? What's your favorite Suffering Hour album so far? Not that there's that many to choose from. And hey, stick around, because I got plenty more videos coming right after this one. Full album reviews for new releases, tier lists, interviews with bands on the podcast, you name it, we've got it. So plenty of reasons to stick around and subscribe if you have not already. Also chat with us on Discord and support on Patreon. But that'll do it for now. Flight of Icarus signing off. I will see you in the trenches.